Hello, and welcome officially to the ultimate guide to scaling your business, your income, your lifestyle, and positive social impact to new all-time highs using a self-sustaining autopilot low-ticket offer funnel. Please buckle up. Please get your favorite beverage ready. This might be coffee. This might be your green tea. This might be a lemonade. Get your pen and paper and notebook ready because we will dive deep, very deep into the world of turning your knowledge, turning your skills, turning your expertise into a thriving business, a thriving income that gives you freedom, that gives you abundance, that gives you all those things that you really want to have or be or experience as a human being, as an expert that you are. So let's get straight into it. So here's what we will cover in this in-depth training. As you can see here, I have a lot of diagrams ready for you, and so that you can also connect all these dots and really see how not only possible it is to build $1 million business, how you can do that, but how probable this actually becomes once you put these things into place and you launch your low ticket funnel on paid traffic. As you will see here in this guide, what a beautiful impact this will have also on the quality of your life. Okay, so what we will cover first, a quick intro, so how I learned and earned all this knowledge that you are getting in this training, and also this will answer your question, probably unconscious question, why you should even listen to this guide, Klemen, why you should even listen to me. Then we will go straight into who is this training really for, so that way you can immediately know if this is for you, if you want to go deeper into this, or if there's something perhaps better use of your time. Okay, then, and if this is for you, if this is something you want to go deeper in, then we'll go deep into introduction to SALTO. And by the way, SALTO is just a short version, an acronym of this mouthful term called self-sustaining autopilot low ticket offer funnel. It's so long, it's so difficult to pronounce it. Sometimes I'll just call it SALTO, okay? SALTO. Sometimes my European pronunciation sounds a little bit weird, but every time I say SALTO, I am referring to a self-sustaining autopilot low ticket offer funnel, okay, as I'll explain here. Then we will go into and look at what's the real superpower of this type of a model of SALTO. We'll look into the math and economics. We'll look at the whole thing from the numbers perspective, why this is so important and why you can build a thriving, profitable business using this model. Then we'll go deep and we'll do a funnel breakdown. You will see all the components and elements of a nice high converting funnel, how it needs to look like, what it needs to have, and all other things. Then we'll look at the offer stack. Offer stack is what are those products, info products that are actually inside this funnel, such as the main low ticket offer, order bumps, instant one-click upsells, what should be the back-end offer, and so forth. We'll look into that, and also we will look into the build out and launch process. Finally, we'll see, okay, what it actually takes to, what are the steps to actually launch such funnel and actually start getting your first leads and sales coming in. Then we will look at also keys to success, some key principles, guiding principles that will help you really grow your income and business in a successful, financially sustainable, aka profitable way using this model. And finally, I'll tell you a little bit more about our Autopilot Income Launchpad. This is a sprint implementation program where me and my team help you actually build, launch, and scale your SALTO, your self-sustaining autopilot low-ticket offer funnel. So by the end, if you will want more help, more guidance, more direction, if specifically you're not a tech savvy person and you want somebody else to do the tech heavy lifting for you, this Autopilot Income Launchpad program will be perfect fit for you. Okay, so let's begin with just my quick intro. I'll skip this, I'll go really fast for this. Like, this will answer like why you should even listen to me. So many people, my name is Klemen, by the way, nice to meet you. My name is Klemen, you can call me Clem. Most people know me as a former chief marketing officer of Mind Valley. Chances are you've heard of this company called Mind Valley. It's a fascinating company, organization. Vishen Lakhiani, CEO and founder, is my dear friend, also my mentor that I look up to in many ways. But I'm actually proud to share that I was one of the key leaders as a chief marketing officer and head of growth at Mind Valley that helped Mind Valley and my dear friend Vishen scale Mind Valley to $100 million and more in annual sales for various info products such as courses, memberships, certifications, and also coaching programs, and also high ticket, primarily from mid ticket to high ticket. So, and I was leading one of the largest teams at the company at that time. So what I'm trying to say here is everything that I'm sharing in this video comes with a lot of experience. In fact, it comes with over $300 million experience in online sales for various courses and certifications and memberships. That's how my work has actually, how much revenue and online sales my work has created. That's how revenue I have under my belt. Now, very important, not all of this revenue actually was hitting my bank account. So that's actually was at Mind Valley. But you can also see how valuable this is. And also I've managed directly or indirectly by myself or through the team, I've managed over $100 million in advertising spent on Facebook, YouTube, and Google platforms. So if there's one thing that I know a lot of or about is how to package knowledge, information, and sell it in courses, through courses, certifications, memberships, and info products. So enough about me, okay? And by the way, you can still see me here. You can still see me here. I'm sitting here. Today I have a beard. My beard is on, but this is still on official profile photo of the team. Still here, even though it's been several years since I left the company and I'm no longer involved with the company. Okay, so now let's go straight into this. First of all, this video training that you're watching right now is perfect and absolutely ideal for you if you are an expert and you possess certain knowledge, skills, or expertise that can help other people or organizations or companies solve or overcome big pressing problems related to money and finances, health and wellness, relationships and social bonds, and all other sub niches and subcategories within these three big buckets. And you can help them achieve or experience specific results or dream outcomes and transformations in this field. You might see yourself as an online coach potentially. You might be a consultant, an advisor. You might be a content creator, a course creator. But long story short, you have certain knowledge that can help others, and you want to potentially, and you are open to packaging this knowledge into info products such as courses, memberships, other material, and monetize this knowledge in a smart, wise way, how you will see in this particular video training. Okay, so this is for you. Now, if you do not fit this description, then this video might not be that relevant to you, but it will still be very, very useful. Okay, now next, let's go introduction into Salto. Okay, again, Salto stands for self-sustaining autopilot low ticket offer funnel. Okay. So first of all, what it really is, well, let me just go here, and you will see me, by the way, jumping back and forth in this diagram. So Salto stands, as I mentioned, for self-sustaining autopilot low-ticket offer funnel. So basically, the whole concept of Salto is that if I go back here into this, that you basically package your knowledge, your expertise into a low-ticket info product, such as imagine a 60-minute online course, and then you sell this course essentially primarily through paid ads on Meta's platform such as Instagram, Facebook, and also you can advertise this on a YouTube. Okay, so that's in essence what a Salto is. And basically how this works, you drive paid traffic, primarily paid. Of course, if you have an email list and social traffic and social audience, you can leverage these traffic sources as well. But primarily it will be the biggest breakthroughs come and scale and growth comes from paid ads, because this funnel is designed to be self-sustaining using paid advertising, as I'll explain in just a bit. So that's essentially what a Salto really is. It's a simple, in fact, it's a simple but very advanced at the same time funnel, a sales funnel that's designed to sell a low ticket info product with 2 order bumps, as you will soon see how we will talk about this, 2 order bumps or add-on options or add-on products that people can add at the checkout to their order before they make a purchase. And then after this, you typically have an upsell number 1, which we will go deeper into, and then upsell number 2. Yeah, so that's it. That's a self-sustaining low ticket offer autopilot funnel. Now, first of all, let's break this mouthy word self-sustaining, this Salto thing. What does it really mean, self-sustaining autopilot low ticket offer? So the first thing, the self-sustaining part simply refers to the fact that this funnel is designed, when you fine tune it and you do things the way I recommend you do, okay, and you follow our guidance, what will happen, this funnel will sustain itself on paid advertising, meaning that for every dollar that you invest in paid ads, you will get back at least $1 back immediately in day one. That's the whole point. At least you want to break even, okay? This is where the word self-sustaining comes from, because you drive traffic. Imagine every day you invest $1,000 into ads, for example, and every day you get back $1,000 from the sales of these info products in this funnel, right? So you're at least bare minimum covering and liquidating all the advertising expenses that you use to actually get people in. Yeah, so that's what it calls self-sustaining, because it just self-sustains. And also very important, it's sustainable, self-sustainable without you having to do sales calls. Okay, this is where the second word in this concept comes, autopilot. Autopilot simply means that once you set up this entire funnel and you start driving traffic, all the sales happen autopilot. So basically people can purchase your products on autopilot, meaning that you don't have to do any manual selling, you don't have to do any live webinars, right? They can access the product on autopilot. So that's what autopilot stands for. Okay, this is very important, because as a human being, you want to enjoy life, you want to have time, you want to have freedom, and you don't necessarily want to be tied to doing sales calls and just be overly dependent on one-on-one client work. Okay, Low ticket stands for that you are selling here in this particular funnel, in the front end, you are selling a low ticket info product, typically priced around $27 to $37. And this product is designed to generate what's called impulsive purchases. Impulsive purchases, we will go in deep into like how do you get people to buy on the first visit, basically, but it's designed to generate impulsive purchases. This is where low ticket comes in. And some context, typically in the world of info products, you generally have three categories of info products, at least how they are priced when it comes to pricing. You have a low ticket product that's typically below $100. For example, low ticket products have one characteristics. They are a no-brainer offer. If the marketing and sales and ads are good enough, then people buy these info products, low ticket products on their first visit. That's why it's called also impulsive purchase. They see the ad, they visit the sales page, they watch a short video, they said, I want this, and they make a purchase. It's almost like e-commerce, yeah? So that's a low ticket. Then you have a medium ticket or mid ticket. Mid ticket typically is priced between, let's say, $100 to $1,000. A prime example of a mid ticket info product is, let's say, is a 6-week online course that you would price at, let's say, $300 US, right? And then you have a high ticket. And then high ticket can typically be everything above $1,000. And this can be one-on-one coaching, group coaching programs, memberships, and everything basically in between. Also certifications, very likely you've experienced or been part of certain certification products, right? So that's basically an intro to Salto. Now, one very important part is also what problems does this model really solve? And there's a bunch of them, okay? Bunch of them. So I've been using live webinars, one-on-one sales calls. I mean, I've tried and practiced basically every marketing and sales mechanism, method, strategy, tactic you can imagine to sell and to sell knowledge or help people through basically as a knowledge entrepreneur. So this Salto funnel actually solves several problems. The biggest one is related to actually acquiring customers, which we'll cover in a separate section, okay? But the first one, for example, the big one that's almost like unhidden until you actually hit the market, right? And you've probably experienced is you wasting precious time and energy on people who are not financially qualified. So prime example, let's say that you sell coaching packages, one-on-one, or perhaps some kind of a high ticket offer done for you, done with you. Nothing is more harming for one's motivation and energy is like wasting precious time, let's say speaking to a person who then realizes, oh, I don't have the money, right? So people who are financially just not able to or willing to invest into your program, right? So that's one problem. Then also wasting your precious time and energy on no shows. So how many times has it happened, for example, that somebody books a one-on-one free discovery call or free consultation call and you then wait for them, you're there, you get ready, you get your hair ready, and then they don't show up. Like nothing can be more like saddening and like frustrating than you just like somebody books a call, you're all excited and they don't show up, right? Salto in this model solves this problem because it is designed to attract a different breed of people. Buyers, basically, people who put their money down, who swipe their card, are a completely different type of people than, for example, freebie seekers, right? So this funnel will save you a lot of time, long story short, okay? So then another problem is basically a lot of business owners waste a lot of money on paid ads with low or no return, positive return at all. So basically unprofitable basically growth, like difficult to scale. And then there's so many other problems. Also, basically, if you are a coach, one big problem most coaches, most experts face is that their revenue generation is primarily or solely over dependent on them manually delivering the value. So one-on-one client work, right? So most coaches are, in quotes, slaves to one-on-one client work. Like if you show up, for example, you earn, but if you don't work one-on-one, then you don't earn. So what if you want to go for a 3-month meditation trip on a mountain and you want to meditate? What if you just so basically being overly dependent on you personally delivering value, also personally selling, manually selling, delivering value, all of these are challenges that this funnel really solve, okay? And also another one is if you have a high ticket offer or any type of a mid-ticket online course or certification, it's difficult to actually get clients and customers for this because the trust is not there. It just, all of these are basically typical standard problem that Salto, this concept, really solves, okay? Now let's look into the superpower of this model. The real superpower is related to customer acquisition, okay? So to really further explain this Salto funnel, this model lets you acquire new customers and buyer leads that I call for free. This is where it's connected to the self-sustaining part, right? Because if you can invest $1 in ads, or let's say $1,000 a day or a month or a week, depending on the scale of your budget, and you invest $1,000 in and you get back $1,000 on an autopilot, this is where it basically means you just covered all the advertising expenses, all the traffic expenses, visitors, and now what you're left with are high quality buyer leads who are consuming your content, watching your content, learning from you, getting to know you more, trusting you more, and they are basically warmed up for that real signature offer that you have in the back end, okay? So this is the superpower of this model is related to acquisition. It's to customer acquisition. And here's a fact, okay? It's acquiring customers or clients is the hardest part of growing a business. It's the most difficult thing because you need to know where to reach people, how to convert them, how to get their trust, how to deliver value. Acquiring customers and clients is the hardest and the costliest and most expensive thing and part of growing a business. It is much harder and it is much more costly and expensive and complicated and complex to acquire a new customer than it is to retain or upsell an existing customer. Okay, and this one I will put in bold because this is a hidden gem that really that explains why this low ticket funnel here is such a brilliant, smart solution. Remember this, it is much harder and more costly to acquire a new customer than it is to retain and upsell an existing one. Or put it the other way, it is much easier to upsell and upgrade an existing customer who already purchased something from you, okay, to get them to buy something else and pay something more than it is to get a new customer through the door in the first place. And as you will soon see, this entire model is actually engineered around this simple principle, because in the front end, you're selling a low ticket info product that drives impulsive purchases. And the moment somebody comes through the door, the moment somebody makes a purchase, you know that this person is a different breed of people, a person, because you know that they are investing in themselves. They will buy more from you, as you will see here, okay? And this is where order bumps and one-click upsells and all these bells and whistles actually come in, okay? Also here, acquisition costs, we have two things here, acquisition costs and upsell probability, okay? So many studies show that acquiring a new customer the first time, so imagine turning a complete stranger who have never saw or heard of you, actually getting them to buy something from you, even if it's a $17 thing, costs up to 7 times more than retaining or upgrading an existing customer, okay? So that's why acquiring customers and clients is the hardest, most difficult part, and this funnel is the best, the ultimate solution to this big pressing problem that so many businesses are facing, okay? Now also upsell probability. The probability of selling to an existing customer is 60 to 70%, okay? While selling to a new prospect is only 5 to 20%. Now let me explain this, what that means, okay, in layman's terms. So in practice, in this funnel, for example, here, when you drive traffic, for example, from Facebook ads, and you drive traffic to your sales page, and where the sales page that sells, let's say, your low ticket offer for $37, a typical conversion rate here will be roughly 5%. Now, it might be plus minus 3%. There's some left and right, but it will be around 5%, okay? But already here you can see order bumps, for example, 15% of those people who will actually buy your low ticket offer, 15 to 20% of these people will also add the order bump add-on product at their checkout, okay? So this shows you beautifully how on each next step, more people are just paying more, buying more and paying more also as well, okay? Same with a one-click upsell. You will have, with a good enough upsell page and an offer, you will have roughly 10 to 30% take rate, meaning that out of 100 people who buy your low ticket offer, 10 to 30 of them will actually take immediately the one-click upsell number one on the next step. So you see here, right, how easier by just looking at these conversion rates or take rates, for example, turning a stranger who comes from paid ads to buy a low ticket offer, the conversion take rate here is roughly 5%, okay, only 5 in 100 people. But then those who do actually buy, okay, those who do actually buy your low ticket offer, 10 to 30% of them will actually also take one-click upsell, and then 10 to 30% of them will also click your upsell number 2, and then roughly 5 to 20% of people, depending on the price of your backend offer, will actually then take also your backend offer, high-ticket offer, okay? So that's the superpower of this entire model, okay? And how this model is also built upon, okay? And I will mark this one also in green here. If you can, in fact, let me do this to really illustrate this, okay? I like to play with colors, as you can see here. I'll put this into green, okay? If you can acquire new customers at a profit and a healthy cash flow and a short enough cash flow cycle, you have a thriving business, okay? Meaning that if you can invest $1 today and you liquidate and you get back from Autopilot sales $1 immediately on day one, okay, the moment you invested, and you also get leads in, and then if you, let's say, turn this $1 into $3 within 15 days or 21 days or even 30 days, you have a thriving, profitable business ready to grow and scale, okay? And this is why this model, this self-sustaining Autopilot low ticket offer funnel gives you quite literally a superpower once you put things into place the right way, okay? So now when you understand the superpower, let's go a little bit deeper into the math and economics, okay? Now the first thing that you will notice here, we already covered this ascension funnel, right? Remember, it is much easier to upgrade an existing customer to buy something more than it is to them to convert into to buy a low ticket offer, okay? Now let's go into this thing here, this spreadsheet here, okay? Very simple, and now you will start to connect the dots, okay? So as you can see here, the average cost per sale will be roughly $50 to $75. I am getting very conservative here. So cost per sale is an important KPI that measures basically how much on average are you paying to Meta, for example, or any other advertising network. How much on average are you paying to get a person who clicks your paid ad to actually make a purchase here on step one? Basically, they buy a low ticket offer and at least some order bump. You just make this first purchase, okay? Typically, this will be between $50 to $75, somewhere in that range, okay? It might be less, it might be more, just depending on your niche, but that's a typical what you will probably see, okay? Now, here's basically how numbers add up and stack up together. And also this will answer the question, why Klemen so many order bumps? Why Klemen so many upsells? First of all, why order bumps and upsells? Because there will always be 10 to 30% of people who will always take the offer that you give to them. They will always say, yes, add this to my order, yes, buy this, if you ask them, if you give them an offer. But if you don't, you will have 0% of people actually buying more. So that's why, this is the first reason why you want to have these order bumps and one-click upsells, because there's always a certain percentage of people who will buy everything from you, okay? And this funnel also, in a way, searches and filters for these people, yeah? Because these people end up to be your best customers and your best clients. But let's go back here. So the average cost per sale, $75, for example, okay? Main product that you will be selling will be priced at $37. So the take rate here is 100% because out of 10 purchases, low ticket, it's a 10 purchases, it's a 100% rate, take rate. Then how much does this purchase add to the average order value here? It adds plus $37. So the total average order value by just somebody buying your low ticket offer is $37. This makes sense, okay? So that's the average order. Now, if you were selling just this main product, right? And if it costs you $75 on average to get somebody to buy this main product at $37, right? Then you are effectively losing money here. Your ROAS, or return on advertising spend, which is a simple ratio between cash collected and advertising spend, is 50% here, or 0.5, which basically means that every dollar that you invest in ads, you get back 50 cents, okay? So if you get 50 cents back for every dollar that you invest in, you are basically losing money, okay? Now, the moment you add bump products, bump 1 and 2, okay, let's say $27 will be the typical the price, the take rate will be somewhere around 15%. Now, this might also be 20%, it might be even 25, it might be 10, just depends on how good your order bump is, okay? But each order bump then adds additional few dollars to the average order value. Now you might see $4 might not make such a big thing here, or $4, right? But when you're generating 100 purchases a day, every dollar makes such a big difference, right? So the larger the scale, the larger the volume, the more smaller changes in all these numbers make a difference, okay? So by adding just 2 order bumps, you add additional $8 in this case to, let's say, to the average order value, and you then bring your average order value to $45, right? Now with this $45, you are still losing money at this stage, right? Now this is where one-click upsells come in, okay? Now let's play with numbers. What if you have a really good take rate, amazing order bumps, and 20% of people add these order bumps? Now, okay, you can see that you are already here at $48, okay, but still not there yet, okay? Now this is where the one-click upsells come in. So imagine that the price of your one-click upsell number 1, and we'll go deeper. What's the difference between one-click upsell 1 and one-click upsell number 2? What's the difference, right? How should you structure this? We'll cover that as well. But let's say $97. The take rate here should be around 15%. Again, given that there is a nice video sales letter, a great offer that just makes total sense, right? So now you are adding, with upsell number 1, you're adding additional $15 to your average order value. So now you are here at still not there, so you want your ROAS to be higher than 1. That's how you know that you are liquidating all ad spend on a complete autopilot without you having to do sales calls, live webinars, okay? And then you have another, let's say, upsell number, I'll put here number 1, and then you have here, let's say, upsell upsell number 2. This one, let's say you sell for $197, and let's say 15% take rate, $30, and now you are here. Now your ROAS is at 1.23, which basically means that for every dollar that you put in, that you invested into Meta ads, you're getting back $1.23. You're basically even turning profit here. Again, just this is called advertising profit. Of course, does not include people costs, software costs, and other expenses in running a business. But this is a holy grail here, okay? But when you reach this, okay, this basically means that hands-free, your ads are running 24/7 while you sleep. Of course, you need to monitor ads, you need to optimize ads. It's not just hands-free, right? But you're just optimizing ads and funnel and monitoring it, and you basically, Facebook charges, let's say $200 every day from on your credit card. So imagine $200 goes out of your bank account every day, but every day also $200 and a little bit more dollars comes and is deposited to your bank account. So effectively, you are self-liquidating the entire ad spend here on a complete autopilot. By autopilot, I'm referring primarily that you don't have to manually message people, talk to them, do sales calls, do host live webinars, and all of that thing. Okay, this is a superpower, my friend. Okay, here's why. First of all, you are getting through the door high quality, what I call buyer leads, okay? There's a massive difference, trust me on this, between somebody signing up for your freebie and just giving their email address versus somebody who goes through these steps and actually takes out their payment card, Visa or MasterCard, or any other, and makes a purchase, okay? People who buy, who put their money down, not only they are on a different mindset of just a different breed of humans, literally, I can tell you that, okay? They will also invest additional time to watch the content, consume the content, and also the more content they consume from you, the more they will trust you, the more they will know you, the more they will like you, and the more likely they will buy more from you, okay? And the more likely you will also impact more human lives, okay? Now, we covered now, this is at least here, you at least want to break even with this, but look at what happens now with your backend offer, okay? Now, the backend offer, as you can see here, the backend offer is typically what you offer after, let's say, after people consume all these things that they watched here, you would then invite them into a more in-depth experience. Now, this might be a one-on-one coaching package, a 6-week one-on-one experience. It might be group coaching. It might be a course. It might be a membership. It might be something basically that's priced $1,000 or more, or at least $500 or more. Okay. Now, when you then have this, let's say, if you have a backend offer, this is called delayed upsell. Delayed is because it comes with a 7 to 21 days of delay. Okay. After the initial low ticket purchase. Let's say that your price here of this offer is, let's say you sell, let's say a package, a group coaching package, or perhaps a one-on-one coaching package, and you have 5%, only 5% of people who have purchased your main product actually go and actually take this offer, right? This is very conservative. This is very low. Here, realistically, you will have this around 7 to 10%, okay? Let's put this to 7. So now the total average order value now is $232 US, okay, as you can see here, and you are basically now running your business at 3x ROAS, which basically means that for every dollar that you invest in paid ads, you get $3 back within 30 days. This, my friend, is a superpower, okay? This is where you want to be. Now, of course, it takes some time, it takes effort to put all these things together, and which we will help you with, right? But this is how you turn a business, a venture, into a profitable, thriving, growing business. If you can put in $1 and you get $3, $4 back selling info products that don't have a lot of, you don't need a low cost of production, basically, an expenditure, this is a holy grail, okay? And imagine if you have another then offer here in the back end, basically some kind of a mid-ticket course, and then 6% of people take this, right? Long story short, now you see this model here, okay? Now you understand why these order bumps are so vitally important, why these one-click upsells are so important, because this funnel, and here's another way of looking at it, this funnel is actually designed to filter out and help you identify those best, ideal, soulmate clients that you so much want to serve. And these are these people who eventually end up in your high ticket offers, okay? This is what this funnel is designed for, and is designed to do so in a profitable and financially sustainable way, okay? So now we covered math and economics. Now you can see this whole superpower through a whole different lens and a whole different perspective, okay? Now let's go into the funnel breakdown, okay? So we will look at two graphics here, two charts. First one is a little bit simpler, just almost like a framework, and then I'll show you how actually pages look like and how everything connects in a specific funnel. So here you can see the typical Ascension funnel. So it starts with paid ads here, okay? And by the way, this component here, this is time, okay? This one measures time, and as you will see how this works. So here you have traffic, typically on paid ads on, let's say, Meta's platform, Instagram and Facebook. So then you will take people first to a sales page that offers them a low ticket offer for $37. Here you will have roughly 5% of people who click your ad, visit your sales page, 5% of people actually buy, okay? Now you already know that roughly, let's say, 10 to 20% of people will also add at least one order bump to their order when they purchase, okay? Then immediately after they purchase, you redirect them to what's called the one-click upsell page for upsell number one product, okay? This product, typically, I recommend it's somewhere $97, okay? And this product here, and the power of this one-click upsell is that people can purchase this one-click upsell with one click. That's why it's called one-click upsell. Yeah, it's because let me show you an example of an upsell page. So this is the sales page. They make a purchase here. Then immediately after the order is complete and purchase transaction has been made, they will see a one-click upsell like this, where there's only one button to click. Yes, add this to my order, right? And that way they can just purchase additional product without having to type in their billing information and payment card again. Superpower. Okay, very important. Remember, we will have, if this upsell is done good enough, you will have 10 to 30% of people actually taking this offer, okay? So that's additional value, okay? And we will cover then the offer stack as well. So then after regardless if they purchase or not, on the next step, you then show them one-click upsell number 2, okay? So this is a different type of an upsell. We will cover this in just a bit. Typically, this will be even higher. This will be 197 or 297. And here, we will cover what you should actually include here, okay? And all of these things here, okay? So if I select here, all of these things here are happening on autopilot, okay? And also the sizes of these boxes, the height of these boxes also communicates the price and the value, the price and the value that they're paying, basically, right? So low ticket offer, smallest box. Then one-click upsell, a little bit bigger. Then you have upsell number 2, a little bit bigger than the upsell number 1. And then you have the backend offer, which could also be somewhere here, yeah? And you can see that there's some time delay between them actually completing the whole purchase here in your low ticket funnel and then ending up in your backend offer, okay? So that's one way of seeing it. Now, another way of seeing it, you can see these two lines here. You see, so this purple one represents the offer price. As you can see here, it starts very low and then it ascends, increases over time. This links back to that core principle that it is much easier to actually upsell an existing customer who just purchased something than it is to just get them through the door in the first place. That's why this price goes up a little bit, like gradually, something like this. And this green line basically communicates the number of people at each given stage, right? So at this stage, you will have, let's say, 5,000 people clicking, let's say, or 10,000 people, 20,000 people seeing your ad, for example, on social media. And then out of these 20,000 people, you will have, let's say, 2,000 people clicking through and actually visiting your sales page. And then you will have this amount of people to actually to purchase and so forth. So on every next step of the funnel, people are dropping off. There's less and less people. But again, what you end up here is with high quality customers. And that's the essence of the business. Yeah. So that's one way of looking at the funnel. Now let's look then a little bit more specific in how these pages actually look like in real life. And here you have a real example from one of our projects with one and only Francois Rapp. She is a world's leading expert in using aromatherapy, the scent, breathwork, and intention, combining it to really improve your human wellness, your emotional and mental well-being, okay? So here you drive, these are traffic sources here. You drive traffic to a sales page that looks something like this. You will see that this sales page looks almost like an e-commerce product, like any product that you see. Immediately you see what's the price, what's the value. So there's no freebies here, very important. It's a product, it's $37 product. Typically already in ads, you will mention the price because then this attracts buyers, not just some freebie seekers, yeah? That's a sales page, how it looks like. Now this sales page will have a two-step order form. You've seen this. On step 1, they enter their name, their email address, then their phone number, then they click go to next step. And then on the same sales page, they see step 2 of the order form, and this step 2, as you can see here, they have the main product selected and 2 additional order bumps. These are basically add-on products. We'll cover that, how to create this offer stack, okay? So that's the sales page. A great sales page will typically have a video sales letter, a short video explainer, just that people can feel you, that people can see you, at least they know what is it all about, and then just makes it very easy to convert, okay? Then the moment they actually purchase here, complete the order, purchase on this sales page, they are redirected to the one-click upsell number 1 page for upsell 1 product or the first upsell. You can see here, super simple. You've seen this very very likely on the internet. And then you have upsell number 2 also here. And then finally, they reach a page or the complete page. Finally, you're done, okay? And then you give them the link to access whatever they purchase. And very important, book your complimentary one-on-one consultation. Now, if you are selling a high-ticket offer, such as a one-on-one package or perhaps some kind of a group coaching package or some kind of a done-for-you service, then you want to get people eventually on the call as well. Now, there's a difference between somebody booking a call who purchased and spent $100 with you or $50 compared to somebody who is just a freebie seeker, okay? And typically for most of the projects, if you are not yet consistently generating, let's say, $10,000 a month, then typically you would want to get them to schedule a call with you and bring them closer to your high ticket offer. And typically what we do, we actually already include a complimentary one-on-one session as a value stack here in the low ticket offer itself, right? So then people who are purchasing this low ticket offer, they get a complimentary one-on-one session with you, for example, where you can help them, guide them, start building trust. And again, all this helps you get them closer towards them becoming a high ticket client or customer, or just enrolling into your flagship offer, okay? So that's how the funnel looks. Now also here we have two very important automations or email sequences or messaging sequences. The first one is cart abandonment messaging sequence. So because here you have a two-step order form. As I mentioned, on step 1, they enter their email, their name and their phone number, and then they click go to step 2. Then they will see here these options that they can add. They basically go to the final step 2, where they need to enter their billing information, as you can see here, and select the product, right? So let's say roughly 30 to 50% of people who submit step 1 will actually complete the purchase, which means that 50 to 70% of people who submitted step 1, they enter the email and phone number, okay? This is your lead also. 50 to 70% of people will actually not complete the purchase on their first visit, right? So therefore, you need to have a follow-up sequence. And this is called cart abandonment messaging, which basically, if they submitted a form, step 1, and they have not completed step 2, meaning that they have not purchased, 30 minutes after that, then one email needs to go out. Hey Jane, we noticed you wanted to order this, but something got in your way. We got you covered. Click here and complete your purchase, right? So this is basically a follow-up sequence essentially, okay? Very important. That adds additional a few percentage points of revenue and income to the entire funnel. And then the next sequence here is after purchase messaging sequence. And when I say messaging, I'm referring to email and primarily text SMS messages. Yeah. So this sequence is fired and triggered the moment they purchase your product here on this step. So there needs to be basically here this connection needs to be from here. Let me put it so that it's really clear and visible that the moment they purchase at this level, your main low ticket offer, they are added to the after purchase sequence. And this sequence is super simple also. Typically it's like, hey, email number 1 will be, hey, thanks for your purchase, here's how to access everything, by the way, book your free complimentary call. And then email number 2, email number 3, email, like you follow up, and you get them closer towards your flagship signature offer. Okay, so now you understand how the whole funnel works. Okay, now there's one thing that we will cover also, what I call visual aesthetics. I firmly believe that your funnel and everything you put out there needs to look elegant, gorgeous, and visually aesthetic, because most of these low ticket funnels look very ugly, and just by having your funnels and your creative assets look elegant, you stand out. You make a positive, good first impression, okay? And it's fairly easy to do so, okay? So now we covered the funnel breakdown. Now let's go into the offer stack. So offer stack basically simply means, okay, how you should organize and actually create all these info products. Like, what's the difference between a low ticket offer and then a bump, order bumps, and then one click upsell number 1 and upsell number 2. Let me break this down for you, okay? So the first one, let's cover the most important one, which is the low ticket offer. This is where basically the funnel breaks or makes it, okay? Very important. So the low ticket offer, if I go back to another graphic here, okay? Your low ticket offer ideally needs to be a mini course. You never actually communicate it and that it's a mini course, right? Internally, you might call it a mini course, but in a customer-facing communication, you call it a masterclass, you call it a workshop, you call it a course, you call it something else. Okay, you don't add mini because it just decreases the perceived value. Okay, but essentially, it's a course. It's a course roughly 60 minutes in length. Ideally, it needs to have, let's say, 4 to 5 videos, and these videos need to be broken down into, let's say, 4 to 5 steps. Okay, so your first low-ticket offer needs to be something that gets people to that helps people who have a big pressing problem and guides them, gives them clarity and direction towards them experiencing their first win, the first relief, and the first value. Okay. Now, one characteristics of high-performing, profitable funnels is they target a clear, ideal audience that have a specific big pressing problem. Okay, this is one. We will cover this in keys to success. Okay, but just remember, your entire funnel needs to know who you are targeting. Okay, and it needs to target and basically reach out to people who have a big pressing burning problem, itchy problem, or a frustration, and your low ticket offer helps them release or overcome or solve this problem, or at least get them closer, at least first some kind of a value, right? You can imagine it that low ticket offer, your main course needs to be at least first band-aid or a patch that makes your customers feel a little bit better, right? And they see now they get first win, okay? The simplest one, again, as I mentioned, you turn the whole thing into 4 or 5 steps, and then each of your steps has a short video, 10 to 15 minutes, 5 to 15 minutes, doesn't even have to be 15 minutes. And in each of these videos, you cover basically what it is, why it matters, and how to do it, right? So in each of these videos. Now, the reason, by the way, why you want to have your course structured almost as a process, and this is what we do in the offer DNA, process to result. Today, people are bombarded with information more than any time before, and it is just accelerating, right? So more than anything else, what people want, what your future customers want, is they want clarity and direction, okay? They don't need and they don't want 15 different ways to solve a problem. They don't want or don't need superficial surface level tips on how to do something. What they need is a clear path, a roadmap, a journey, a system, steps that will help them overcome the problem, or at least relieve it a little bit and experience their win. And typically you package this into these 4 to 5 videos. Again, step 1, step 2, step 3, right? Like step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, now you do this. Step 3, make sure you do this. And step 5, you do this. The reason why this is important, the reason why you want to package your low ticket offer as a process to a specific result is, as I mentioned, people want clarity, they want direction, okay? And second, this also builds more trust and credibility, because when you show up in people's life that have a problem, and you show up and you tell, look, these are the steps. When you take these steps, you will feel better. You will at least experience first wins related to this problem, right? Also builds your authority, amplifies your expertise, and this builds more trust, which is important for all other things also, okay? So this is the core of your info product, of your course, and then you add 2 videos around this. Oops, sorry. The first video is the intro video. Intro video, you will see, that's why I marked them in different colors. The first video is the intro video where you welcome the customer. Hey, welcome to this course, get ready, where you will learn this, and this was how this would transform your life. Then, if you're also getting people closer towards your high ticket offer, you remind them gently, by the way, in case you haven't done so, book your complimentary call that you received with your order and your purchase, where I will personalize the experience, help you do this, right? And then here's what you will get and what you will learn and how it works, right? This video is typically 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and then you say, okay, see you in the next video where I will start guiding you, right? Then you guide them through each of these steps. For each of steps, you say what it is, why it's important, how to do it. You might add some add-on materials here, like imagine if you're a hypnotherapist and you talk about step 1 is, I don't know, be aware of your unpleasant and negative emotions, then an add-on product or offer material here might be a guided meditation that lets them connect with themselves and connect with their emotions, for example, right? And then video 2, video 3, video 4, and then finally you have this final video, which is your next step. In this video, you basically congrats the student. Hey, congrats for reaching this far. You did a great job. You now feel so much better. You now have the roadmap. Here's what we covered. Here's what you learned. And here's your next step, right? And this next step needs to be, you might guess, needs to be something that leads them closer to your back-end offer, yeah? So every program needs to lead to the next step. Even if you have a membership, the next step should be like, just stay in the membership or renew it or make sure you don't cancel, okay? So that's the low ticket offer, okay? Typical price, $27 to $37. $37 seems to be a sweet spot currently. So if you're not sure, just go with $37, okay? So that's your low ticket offer, okay? Now let's talk about order bumps, okay? Order bumps typically are just add-ons to your low ticket offer, small add-ons. Now this might be additional template, it might be additional workbook. It's something that nicely plugs into your low ticket offer, right? For example, in our funnel, one of our funnels basically creates the offer DNA and all funnel assets for people for $37, right? And an order bump for us in my funnel currently is a template, go high level template of this entire funnel, for example, right? And by the way, if you purchased our offer, you might actually have seen this, right? So we also give people the actual go high level template with all these pages already pre-designed, and the only thing the person needs to do, the student, just change the copy, change the color scheme, and change the graphics, right? So that's one. The other one is, for example, in our case, we also add, hey, we will also, not only we will outline your course and create your offer, but we will also write and script all your paid ads and all your emails, right? Because you need traffic, right? So order bumps are just add-ons that nicely fit and complement your low ticket offer, right? And again, we have resources that like we can help you set up this whole thing, okay? It's fairly easy. You can also play with ChatGPT and so forth. Then upsell number 1. Now remember, there are 2 upsells here, okay? Upsell number 1 and upsell number 2. Upsell number one typically is something that helps them get to results faster, easier, or cheaper, okay? So whatever they purchased here, okay, whatever you're teaching them in this low ticket offer, in the front end offer, then the upsell number one gives them something that helps them implement the thing, put it into action that will lead them to results faster, simpler, and cheaper. A prime example of how you would typically name your upsell number one would be something like accelerator, or a roadmap, or a fast track, or a fast lane, right? Because this all symbolizes and communicates something that gets you there faster, easier, and cheaper, right? So upsell number one primarily helps them get results faster, easier by giving them some help and additional guidelines to actually implement and stick through the process. Yeah. Also, you might also call it a challenge, like a 14-day challenge, right? Where you guide them every day through email reminders and accountability check-ins, right? Of course, all on autopilot. So that's upsell number one. Upsell number two will typically be priced a little bit more, between $200 to $400, and this is typically when you give, basically it just says more access to you, okay, as an expert. Now again, if you're not yet at doing six figures, if you're not yet consistently earning $10,000 or around that, then you want to have some one-on-one clients, you want to get them closer towards your high ticket offers. And upsell number two basically gives them more access to you, and with some kind of a done for you, done with you type of service. For example, a prime example is, let's say an upsell number two could be 2 one-on-one sessions with you, okay, where on first session, of course, there's a coaching session, advisory, and then after session one, after Zoom call number one, you create something for them. Imagine if you're a fitness trainer, you could create them a nutrition plan, a personalized nutrition plan, a personalized workout plan for the next 14 days, for example, completely personalized based on their situation, based on their life, based on their resources, based on different inputs. And then after that, you have another check-in call after 10 days or 40 days or 7 days. That's a prime example, beautiful example of a one-click upsell number two. Another one could be, this one is done for you. Another one could be done with you. You could offer, let's say, 2 hypnotherapy sessions, for example, or even 3, depends. 3 times 30-minute hypnotherapy session, for example, or guided session, right? Where you guide them, for example, for some kind of an immersive experience, like some kind of a meditative experience, right? This is more like done with you as well, right? Then, of course, you can throw in a lot of like one-on-one access to WhatsApp and things like this, but essentially, that's a great example of on upsell number two. Now, also you could put in here membership, subscription-based products, but we want to keep this simple, okay? So that's upsell number two. And then finally, the back-end offer, the signature offer, typically will be something that's $500 and more, ideally $1,000 and more. Prime example is your one-on-one package, for example, a productized service where you have like a 12-week, for example, a 12-week or 8-week one-on-one coaching where they go through some kind of a pre-recorded, pre-made roadmap, and then they also have one-on-one check-ins with you and direct access to you through messaging, for example, WhatsApp or Instagram, right? Then you can have group coaching, right? Programs. Group coaching is a little bit more leveraged already, more scalable productized service where, for example, every client, every customer who joins in, they might get one-on-one call with you, and then let's say every week they have access to 1 or 2 or 3 group coaching calls with you, where it's not one-on-one call but just group coaching call, right? And they have also access to community and some pre-recorded content and materials. Then you have a course. The course could be a certification, course could be an 8-week something, right? And also a recurring based subscription-based membership, right? So this is an offer stack. To summarize, low ticket offer that will typically be a course that guides them through 4 to 5 steps. Then you have 2 order bumps, which are add-ons that nicely fit in and complement the actual, the main product or that come in. Then you have upsell number 1. It's something that helps them get results faster, easier, cheaper. This will be some kind of a roadmap, accelerator, fast lane, fast track. Then you have upsell number 2, more access to you with done for you and done with you service. And then the backend offer, whatever you already currently are selling. This is the lowest hanging fruit, okay? Now, we covered quite a lot of ground. Now, let's also go into the build out and the launch process, okay? So, okay, how do you get all these things up and running? Like, how do you, like, what's the process? And this is another thing. If you ask me, this might be the most valuable thing, because I know most online experts and coaches and consultants and advisors, they understand the concept, they want it, but they lack the understanding and knowledge how to actually put this into action, how to launch it, how to scale it. And once you have this knowledge, what I'll show you now, this will then help you so much if you want to do this by yourself, if you want to hire a freelancer or an agency, if you want to do this with your team, if you already have a team who can help you and support you, and also, of course, if you join our Autopilot Income Launchpad program, you will know what a typical process looks like, okay? So here, how do you reach a point where actually you're running ads and you're getting sales in, and you launch the funnel, ads are running, first sales are coming in, okay? So this is the process that you actually go through, okay? And first I will take you backwards, okay? And then I will take you forward. So you will see sometimes going backwards actually feels more intuitive, okay? So the outcome of the whole thing of this entire launch process is that how do you know that you have launched your low ticket funnel? Well, you have ads running and you have ads driving traffic to your sales page. First leads are coming in, first sales are coming in, okay? This is this phase, yeah? But before you can launch ads, before you can actually turn on the ads and start driving traffic to your funnel and to your sales page, you of course need to assemble, technically integrate, connect all the pages. So I am referring to these pages here, right? So this page needs to be here. When people click this form, this needs to happen, right? All these redirects and technical integration and all these automations, and this is all tech, right? So this is then this needs to happen. Where are we right now? Okay, here. So tech, pages, automations, integrations, okay? But if you want to assemble all these technical aspects, you need what I call funnel assets. Funnel assets are product graphics, page copy, for example, headlines on the sales page, all the text on the sales page, all the images on the sales page. Then you need email and SMS messaging sequences, email copy. Then you need paid ads copy and the graphics for paid ads, all the promo emails. So these are called funnel assets. You might also call them marketing assets, technically, right? But these are funnel assets. But in order to create these funnel assets, you need what I call offer DNA. Okay, offer DNA defines core components of your offer, such as the product name, order bump names, upsell one names, what's included in order bump, in low ticket, in main product, in upsells, your course outline, the process to resolve, who is your ideal customer, what problems are you solving, what dream outcomes you are experiencing, so helping them solve, what is your unique value proposition, what is your X factor, what's the old way versus new way. All these things are defined in the offer DNA, and to create an offer DNA, you just need to have initial offer summary, okay? And I will now show you, so that's kind of going backwards a little bit. Okay, now if we go forward, okay, it starts by you creating a simple offer summary. I'll show you an example. Then out of this offer summary, you create your offer DNA, okay? And by the time you're watching this, you might have already received offer DNA from us if you ordered one of our packages, by the way. Offer DNA, once you complete your offer DNA, you review it, you complete it, then you turn this offer DNA, you use it to generate all assets, funnel assets, as you can see here. Then you assemble the funnel, you connect all the dots, all the cables, all the redirections, all the integrations, and then you launch ads and you start driving traffic, okay? Now, let me show you right now also examples of all these things in real life so that you can also connect all the dots, okay? Alrighty, let's start with the offer summary. Okay, so here's how the offer summary looks like. I'll zoom this in a little bit. So offer summary, very simple notes where you basically say who you are as a professional. So you might put here a human transformation coach, fitness instructor, fitness trainer, tax advisor. What is the general idea for the course topic? So that's the low ticket offer. You might put something here, scaling your offer, scaling your business, perhaps paying 0% in taxes or investing in Bitcoin, right? Just course topic. Then who do you think is your ideal customer? The good thing about this entire process here, okay, very important, is that you don't have to make it perfect, okay? Offer summary is just initial spark an idea, okay? So then who's your ideal customer? Typically here you would put something like business owners who are in e-commerce, for example, or you might say corporate female leaders over 40, like something like this, very, very broad. You don't necessarily have to go very specific in this stage here, right? Because this is all what offer DNA comes in. Then big problems. What big problems are you solving for this ideal customer? Here, for example, let's say if you're a hypnotherapist, you might solve problems related to health and wellness, perhaps low self-esteem, for example, or chronic depression, perhaps or loneliness. If you're a fitness coach, you might be solving problems related to overweight, weight loss, not being fit, or perhaps sleeping problems, perhaps attention deficit, ADHD, sorry, and so forth. Right? What problems are you really solving? Remember, one key to success is that you are solving a big pressing problem to a specific customer, which we'll cover in just a bit. What are the dream outcomes that you help them experience? So dream outcomes are the opposite of the big problems. So for example, if you're solving a problem of sleeping problems, for example, trouble falling asleep at night, right? The dream outcome will be fall asleep fast and instantly like a baby every evening, right? If the problem you're solving is low energy and feeling tired all the time, well, the dream outcome will be burst, like radiate positive energy, have some unlimited stamina and energy for all life activities, right? And so forth. Then if the methods, what methods and the tools, strategies you actually use to help your ideal customer solve this problem and experience this, right? Typically, let's say if you're a hypnotherapist, you might put here hypnotherapy and meditation and journaling and perhaps these techniques and that techniques, questionnaires, right? Methods, and then any additional notes, right? So here you have an example for a digital marketing expert. You have another example for human transformation coach, right? And again, it's fairly simple, okay? Then what you do, and we have an automation for this, which is a separate thing, but basically, Then you run an AI prompt essentially, and we have, again, happy to help. This is exactly what we do also inside our Autopilot Income Launchpad. But basically, you submit this offer DNA, okay? Offer summary, and what you get back is a Google document that has this offer DNA here inside. And this offer DNA has all these core components of your entire low ticket funnel. Product name of the low ticket offer, what it is, ideal customers. You have here, what's the big wow promise? Let me zoom this in a little bit, okay? Then you have what problems are you solving? Then dream outcomes, old way versus new way. Then you have, what do we have here? Process to results. Then you have the course outline. What are the videos, right? Then you have here, what else do we have? Let me scroll down, quite a lot of things here. What's included? Like here's what you get when you buy this, right? What are the bump products? Bump 1, bump 2, what are the upsell products and so forth. So this essentially is an offer DNA, yeah? This offer DNA, when you generate it, when you receive your first version of your offer DNA, if you use our system, you will get basically several ideas for each of these elements. For example, what it is, right now you don't see it here because this one we've already cleaned and simplified, but you have here example, ideal customer. You have here instruction, for example, select one of the created versions below and then delete, remove everything else. And then let's say you would just select, okay, I really resonate with this, and you would just skip this and you would delete everything else, for example, right? And of course you can read through all other versions and variations, and then tweak them, modify them, mold them the way that feels good and right to you, right? Then same for big wow promise and so forth. And here's an example of how a completed, finalized offer DNA looks like. One product name for the low ticket offer, one short description, one ideal customer, one big wow promise, a list of 5 to 10 biggest problems that you're solving, a list of 5 to 10 dream outcomes, old way versus new way, process to results, let's say 5 steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, then the course outline, module 1, introduction, module 2, step 1, activate this, right? All these things nicely cleaned up, and then you actually use this offer DNA to actually submit this offer DNA. Again, if you're using our system, and then what you get back, you submit your offer DNA, and then you get back funnel assets. And this is another document, even larger document. And this document contains the exact sales page copy, the headlines, the sub-headlines, all the sections on the sales page, basically everything, all the copy, email copy, page copy, ad copy, that actually then eventually goes into, let me zoom out, that goes into different parts of this particular funnel. Page copy here, headlines, page copy, then you have email copy, SMS copy, ad copy, all of this is in the funnel assets document, okay? So all of this is actually here at this stage here. And also this also helps you create then actually, we have here ads. These are for actual ads. These are just template graphic, visual graphic, how to create ads. You can easily clone and duplicate this file, by the way. And then there's also another template. Let me go to Canva. This one, let's say, Canva, which is called product graphics. Going back to that thing, I believe your funnel needs to look so beautiful, so gorgeous, so visually aesthetic that people just want to lick their screen when they see it for the first time, yeah? And here's how, these are product graphics. Here's how you would typically create graphics for your products. For example, every digital product needs to have 4 core graphics. The background you can see here, the cover, the device's image, and then module covers, right? All of this actually comes and stems out of your offer DNA, as I mentioned here, yeah? Then after you have all these funnel assets, page copy, email copy, product graphics, all the ads, all the videos as well, okay? Then it's time for tech implementation. I recommend go high level. We use it. This is an example of a funnel. It will typically have 5 pages or 4 pages, sales page, upsell 1, upsell 2, order complete. And then this is how all these pages look like. So if I may just show you, I'll just move this here. And also when you join our Autopilot Income Launchpad, you get all these templates, you get everything, and also we will do a lot of time-consuming work for you in helping you actually implement these things. In fact, also our team actually put all these things together for you. Okay, so here's an example of a template for the sales page. As you can see here, this is easily edit, copy and paste. This is actually the sales page. Then we have the one-click upsell number 1. We have a one-click upsell number 2. And then here we have a simple order complete page, right? So the template itself is actually simple. In fact, and this is one of the common misconceptions. A lot of people who consider themselves as I'm not that tech savvy, they think that this is actually the hardest part, right? Well, you can see here by the size of the box, the most time consuming, the most complex things is actually not this, but it's actually creating funnel assets and confirming your offer DNA. This is the most time consuming and also the most important part, because if you get this right, then you can have a virtual assistant actually implement this to you for a few $100s, right? It's simple because you just need to assemble Lego bricks together, right? So that's how the whole thing works. So in short, you create offer summary, then offer summary turns into an offer DNA. You turn offer DNA into funnel assets, then you or somebody else assembles this, technically puts the funnel together, and then you launch ads. And when it comes to ads, finally, here in the actual funnel assets document, you will have here, for example, one section here called meta ads, the campaign structure. You will have all the callouts, all the text hooks, all these components, text components that you need to actually launch ads. Also video scripts for video clips also. And as I've shown you here also, templates, graphical templates, meta ads graphic templates, and also some guidelines how to create different versions of ads, basically. And this is how a typical ad would look like, right? This is a video from our Francois. So you see a call out for women who want a gentle reset, a big strong text hook, a headline, a video typically, or an image graphic, and a strong call to action. And you can see here, and you can then create different versions using the same template, but just changing text hooks and potentially a main graphic, as you can see here. And this is how this looks like, yeah? Anyways, so let's go back to our curriculum here. So now we also covered the build out and the launch process. Now you have also more clarity how to get whole thing up and running. Okay, very important. Now let's go to keys to success. What I believe are, in fact, I know are keys to success to making this entire sell the funnel and use this amazing model in your advantage to scale this. And there are actually two main components here, which we will cover, is all the keys to success before the purchase happens, very important, and then also after the purchase happens. So let's go here. Before the purchase happens, the keys to success, it starts with a great offer. Okay, great offer, by that I mean amazing name that solves a big pressing problem, great offer that's presented with aesthetic visuals. I cannot stress this enough, how important it is that your funnel, your assets look elegant, look minimalistic, look appealing and pleasant to the human eye, not like an ugly funnel that you can see all over the internet, right? Presented with an aesthetic visual appeal, then also communicated with a clear message. Clear message is super simple. Hey, are you this type of person? Are you facing this problem? Are you struggling with this? Do you want these dream outcomes? If yes, we invite you to try this thing out. It's risk-free. It will help you get this result in this unique way. It will transform your life, and you can test drive it risk-free. And if you're not happy, fully satisfied, you get a full instant refund, no questions asked. Give it a try. That's a clear message, okay? Who it is for, what problems are you solving, what dream outcomes, what's the method, and then risk reversal, money back guarantee. And then you show this to the right people, right? Obviously, you need to show this to the right people. And then every day on paid ads. So that's before the purchase, and then after purchase, and we'll go deeper into these things here. After the purchase, you have easy frictionless access. By that I mean that when somebody buys, let's say when somebody purchases here, you want to allow them to access what they purchased, ideally without any logins. Now, once your offer becomes we have more offers, then you might group everything into a login membership portal like built with Go High Level. But ideally, I'm a big fan of just giving them like direct link to start consuming without even having to log in anywhere. Okay, then you have short time to value, very important also. So remember this when we covered this thing here, short time to value. So a low ticket offer by nature is a shorter course, right? You want to get people to experience the first win and value as soon as humanly possible. Ideally already here in the first video. Now this win, this first value, this first relief might come in different forms and shapes. But let's say if you for example, if you're a hypnotherapist or meditation teacher, you might just immediately get them a simple meditation track for them to listen, right? Or you might give them some material that will immediately save them a lot of their time, for example, right? So this is called short time to value. Okay, so if I go back here, then we have, if you have a backend offer, a high ticket offer, then get them to book a complimentary one-on-one call that leads to your high ticket offer. Okay, so now let's cover all these elements before the purchase. Okay, so great offer, it starts here. This is if we go back to the offer DNA, that's what I mean great offer. Okay, I'll put here also in brackets offer DNA. Okay, that's what I'm referring to. All those things that are defined in offer DNA. So your offer can be explained in 30 seconds. Using the 6th grade language. Okay, typically your offer targets one type of customer, not like everyone. One type of customer, solves one specific burning problem, primarily one core dream outcome, has a clear process, steps from problem to dream outcome. Remember when I showed you this? Yeah, clear process, steps to the outcome. Okay, then has a no-brainer price that drives impulsive purchases. We already covered this, anywhere like $37, and it has a good risk reversal. In other words, money back guarantee, unconditional money back guarantee. That's a great offer. Aesthetic visuals here, you can see how this looks like, consistent across all these different touch points, beautiful looking, minimalistic, elegant. Yeah, clear message. Here's a template. You can see here, if you are ideal customer and you struggle with big problem, I will show you how to dream outcome by combining using these methods without something that people don't enjoy. right? Let's say if you are a single mom and you struggle losing weight and getting in your best shape, I will show you how to get in your best ever shape and feel more confident than ever before by combining powerful hypnotherapy, simple nutrition hacks, and no workouts without you actually having to go to gym, without you having to count calories, without you having to sacrifice your diet and by you eating what you love eating, right? That's it, right? Super simple, clear message. And then ideal customer, we already covered that, has a big pressing burning problem. They are aware of their problem, very important, obviously, and they are financially more than able and willing to pay premium prices for your services. Prime examples of demographics of type of people are typically business owners, business leaders, corporate leaders, high-paid professionals like lawyers and doctors and architects and so forth, right? Are just affluent, wealthy, financially situated people. And then traffic and exposure, social media content and paid ads on Facebook and Instagram. And we also covered after the purchase, easy frictionless access, short time to value, and a strong backend offer, which brings me full circle to this thing here. This autopilot funnel really works when you have a good enough backend offer, as we covered here. So you see, this backend offer needs to be something that's priced at, let's say, $1,000 or more. If I go back here, $1,000 or more. It can be one-on-one, it could be group coaching, it could be course. If you're just starting out, you can just start with one-on-one, and then once you have enough one-on-one clients, then you transition it into group coaching, and then you start doing low-ticket self-paced courses, and then memberships and so forth. Okay, so full circle back. Now, if you want help with implementing all these things, if you want me and my team actually do the most time consuming, the most tech intense work for you, helping you launch your funnel in record-breaking time, okay, super fast, while you're feeling great and have crystal clarity, then I invite you to join us in the Autopilot Income Launchpad. This is a sprint, it's a very focused program where in the several weeks, we will help you and we will actually do, as I mentioned, a lot of work. We will assemble, build all these things for you and help you actually get your funnel up and running on paid ads, generating your first sales in record-breaking time, okay? You get coaching calls with me, you get a lot of tech support also, you get all these things, we guide you through this entire process, you always know what to do, how to do it, you get feedback, advice, clear guidance. This Autopilot Income Launchpad is the shortest, fastest way to get your low-ticket, self-sustaining autopilot, low-ticket offer funnel up and ready, up and running, not just up and running, but get it up and running the right way, in a way that will generate you profit, great customers, and help you grow and scale your business in a profitable way. So here you go. We covered quite a lot of things in this ultimate guide to scaling your business and income with a self-sustaining autopilot low-ticket funnel. We covered who is this for, what is it, why it's such a superpower to have it, what are the math and economics, the funnel breakdown, offer stack, the build out and launch process, keys to success, an in-depth training. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, reach out to me and or our team. We are here to help you and support you. And we look forward to seeing you in the Autopilot Income Launchpad, and you will find more information somewhere here below this video. All the best and may the force be with you. Goodbye.